the weather's crazy, right? It was like very, very nice and like plus 10 degrees. Everything was melting here 2 days ago. And now a snowstorm yesterday, another one today, lots of blowing winds. So how do the sunspots affect Earth's climate? In the beginning, the first mention of an effect were the auroras, both the northern and southern lights. Those sunspots emit at its outermost solar ring an incredible gust of energy, and UV emitted to Earth in both light and UV rays decrease. This is still under debate, but it's what they're studying right now. And what happens with that, it causes a lot of fluctuation on Earth. First of all, it affects the chemistry of the Earth's atmosphere. It affects the magnetosphere, and supposedly it can decrease the energy that's emitted from the sun to reach Earth. So that could mean that areas like here in Quebec definitely can plunge into mini ice ages and not just big storms. It is bad out there, boy. Oof. Should we go outside? Holy crap, eh? So I tried to say it outside so you guys would hear me, probably heard nothing. So the auroras, northern and southern lights. And then they found out that the solar ring outside of the sunspots are blasting energy, but there's a decrease of light. And Bill Gates wants to block out sun rays too? Guys, it's going to plunge us into an ice age, right? So it's mini ice ages. Regions like here in Quebec and any regions north of the equator can experience these mini ice ages because of the sunspots. The heat is staying trapped here on Earth, right? So when it goes up, that heat, it doesn't get through all the layers of clouds and it comes back down as precipitation. And that's why many of us are experiencing bad weather. So now I want to wake some of you up. The colors last year, the browns right here that you see, that NASA says the moon was changing colors. We saw flashing lights. I showed it and confirmed it on Venus. We saw problems with dusts and hazes around Jupiter. I also showed that. And now Earth affected. If the chemical of the atmosphere of Earth is affected, and it all has to do with magnetism, right? The sun, which the plasma on the sun is extremely volatile, right? Positive and negative, but then when it becomes a strong charge, very dangerous. And plasma physics, well, it explains how plasma changes its even strength, depending on which environment it's in. So it comes to a very important thing that I wanted to tell you all. If there's an emergency here on Earth, there will be emergencies on other planets and moons in our solar system, and I believe we're going to see a heavy UFO activity or traffic, right? The ones that we can see. And it's not the UFOs themselves that we're seeing, but we're seeing the lights emitted around them, or we're seeing the interaction of a chemical reaction of the gases when a UFO interacts with the gases in the solar system. Oxygen, etc., whatever's there. So, the UFOs that we are seeing on other planets could be there's an emergency. Maybe they wouldn't show them, they didn't show themselves before, but they feel that they have to now. So, I didn't say it, it's the sun. Maybe the sun is changing all the moons and planets, causing the beings, if any, on any of the planets or moons to be actively worried and maybe going out to see what the problem is in space. As a coming asteroid to Earth, we have ourselves now the need and the new plans to use satellites to follow these lights and UFOs. So what the hell is going on? It's like we're in a real Star Wars movie. But these lights that I showed on the moon, this here itself should have been presented on the news for real. That is beyond concerning. I'd love to hear the Pentagon explain to me what these lights under the hazes are that are lifting up, causing dust to lift up off the moon, that has never been spoken about before. Never. Imagine, I wake up one day, I see this, and I ask almost 8 billion people if you know what the hell it is, and nobody else is getting it. It should be on the news.
Really cold tonight. We're in constellation of Orion, and you're going to listen to the little tractors, and I'm going to film all around. Cool. Ooh. There you go. Orion. No UFOs tonight? Where are you guys? I'm gonna catch one tonight. For sure.
As always, one appears in the sky before I have time to go in the house.
Speak to the devil. What the hell is that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute before I go in. Is it going to disappear? UFO on the horizon now behind the light post, and I gotta wait till it goes by. There it is. Is that a flashing plane? Or not? You tell me. It isn't. Check it out, dudes. The flashing light, by the way, is this guy, dude. Okay? It's a tractor. Don't think it's me there. Where is it? It's right there, guys. Look at this shit. What the hell? It's close too.
Then, to my surprise, another light appears suddenly in front of it, going towards it, and what looks like a collision or something. Just watch with the flash.
Wow, dude, guys. You know what's flashing? Him. Okay?
But we did see a not clear, but we did see a flash from it, though. It did flash once, sort of. I thought I saw a flash. And now what's this light that went towards it? Then a blinding flash, and then everything will go normal. The screen will go normal. And we'll see that a couple times. So if these people on the moon, or these objects on the moon, have to do with humans, I'd like to know what they're doing. And if not, are they living biological creatures? Get this, guys. This is lots in this video. I should have made it a 2-hour video. Explosions inside of a crater? What do you think of that? Copernicus. Right? Leaving the side of the crater. What do you think of that? Right beside Copernicus crater. So is that a UFO, or is that an explosion that's coming out from the insides of Copernicus because there were some explosions on the surface? Is it a UFO? Is it a biological creature? Are they industrially working up there? And those are some of the fires that we can see. But here's the problem with the fires that we can see. This fire that we can see is definitely not a stationary fire. And we're looking at many miles apart here in the screen, and watch what happens. Light lifts up off the surface, and both lights disappear at the same time. So just this one frame on Fox News or any news would prove that there's something or someone up there on the moon. This would stir the commotion of the world, and that's not it. We have a light changing directions on the surface, and other lights, whether they be UFOs or explosions or not, they're appearing all around on the surface. And we can clearly see that there's a haze there. So when you look at this, you know for a fact that it's either a drunk UFO driver that is totally whacked out of his mind for the first time is experimenting driving the UFO with his conscience. I doubt it. Anyways, I want a little bit of joke. A little joke, right? Planets beside the sun, you say? Well, listen, many a times I've captured large objects beside the sun, but people think I'm going to capture them every day. No, maybe 3, 4, 5 in all. In 6 years, maybe 5 times I've seen a large object beside the sun. But hang on, maybe 100 times if I count all those other ones that you see, the triangle, dark triangle, the one in the atmosphere of the sun. It's just never ending. Thanks for the generous contributions. Brian Kentworthy, thanks so much for the generous card and contribution. I love you guys.
Up in their belly, party, bumping, they coming here so soon. Yeah, aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mining on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter, cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming